budget highlights an area that we've discussed for a number of years, and that is our rate of return on the city's, we'll call it the legacy pension plan. The plan that was frozen July 1, 2013. We've been, for the past 30 years, looking at an assumed rate of return of 8%. In discussion with really the experts who serve on the RPAC, it's probably more realistically long-term that we start looking at something less than that, a 7.5% rate of return. Well, if we're going to keep our pension plan fully funded per our strategic plan, we need to keep that funded so at least we have 80% of the pension plan funded. That's our liability. We would not be able to do 100%. That's just too much. But 80% is our target figure. So the bottom line is we're going to have to put in to make up for that 8-7 reduction, keep the plan healthy, an additional $890,000.
Do we not have to? Do we not have to fund anything for our cash balance? We don't have to do that this year, are we?
No, cash
just
balance is
okay.
Okay. Cash balance is
no different. What it always is.
Okay. Sorry, I just for some reason
that's the beauty of that point.
Okay, right. Yep.
And it also incorporates a 3% salary adjustment. Regarding the proposed tax adjustment, what supports FY18 in terms, we also are seeing in looking at OPEB. So the Retirement Plan Administrative Committee, they wear several hats. They put their hat on when they're dealing with the legacy pension plan. They put their hat on when they're dealing with the cash balance plan that you mentioned, Rocky. Then the last thing they deal with in our quarterly meetings is what's happening with our OPEB trust fund. And with the number of retirees that we have and the claims that we see coming in from the retirees, we're going to have to put more money into the OPEB trust, and we're not going to be able to meet our 30-year obligation in feeding that beast. So despite our efforts in terms of controlling costs, there were things that we needed to do and are recommending to you that we incorporate in the 18 budget. You could ask me, Patrick, do we need to do these now? Is that something we can delay? But I can tell you that that's not the history of the city. That's not what we've done. That's not what the elected officials have done. We have never kicked the can down the road and say that's another city or another administration's problem or another elected official, group of elected officials' problem. So this is confronting our issues.
Patrick, sorry to interrupt. Can you go back one slide for a second?
Yes, sir.
I may have lost something real quick.
That one?
No, yes. So we've decreased expenditures $940,000 FY17 over this budget coming up in FY18.
Compared to 18, yes.
Even though we've taken on $1.4 million in new expenditures.
Right.
So you actually are cutting FY18 even with new expenditures that we were kind of unforeseen.
Yes, even
okay.
with those 3 items.
That's phenomenal.
Even with these additional increases.
Yes, we're lower than FY17 expenditures.
Right.
Okay. Wow. That just doesn't happen in government.
Well, I can tell you the credit belongs to the departments and budget performance in trying to find that balance, and again, not cutting service levels and moving forward. And a big portion of it, again, came from, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, was how we were able to control how much money we were sending to the enterprise funds and special revenue funds. The beauty of that is they know it's a strategic objective. They know, and I'm looking at the department heads, they know they have to do what they need to do to get those eventually self-sufficient. You're going to hear when we talk about the ambulance fund, the work that